How to play cricket.
Bum.
Whoa, welcome to the new show from Score Hut.
Yes.
We're not sure.
No, we don't really know what to call it, do we?
You will need 24 people, a cricket field, a cricket ball, a cricket bat, 2 wickets, 6 stumps, 4 bails, and gloves. Optional.
Hear me!
I would suggest possibly a view from the score box or the score hut.
2 men stuck in a hut.
Yes.
We could call it 2 men stuck in a hut.
Either of those would suffice.
They would. And it's Tuesday night, which is selection night.
Yes.
Selection night for the club, the cricket club here.
After a very busy evening in the nets. Well,
yeah.
Not that busy, but you know, reasonably busy.
No, I think there was at least 2 people there.
Yeah, possibly 3. One of those, I think, was a newcomer, wasn't it? One of our colleagues who we haven't seen for a little while.
And there was a young lad in there, and you found him out pretty quickly, didn't you?
Indeed, I did. If we dare say as much, yes.
You did. You found him out. He had leg side theory only, so.
Yes, it was a very across the line stance, I think one would call that.
Anyway, here we are at an amateur cricket club, an unnamed amateur cricket club.
Yes.
We shan't name him.
No.
And all the identities of all the players shall be nameless.
Yes.
Well, they'll be named, but just with completely
exactly,
different.
just for anonymity, I think is the term. Was that the term? I don't know if that was actually, but you know, that for that sort of thing. I think as these go on, they will understand who we are actually talking about.
They will. You'll cotton on pretty quickly, so we'll run through them as we speak about them. But first, we're now in June. We're a fair way into the season.
Yes, we are probably 5 or 6 games in,
no,
I would say. More than that?
No, I'd go 8.
Really, as many as that?
8 games in, yes. 8 games in. It's 2 months already we've been running.
Upon reflection, I would say the second team, for want of a better word, have been poor. And the first team, average, I suppose.
Yeah,
I would
not
say,
as poor.
No, not as poor. I would say they've probably nearly won as many as they've lost, possibly.
No, they've having all played 8, they've won 3 and lost 5.
Ah, right,
and the others have won 1 and lost 7.
It was a perception by myself that was misplaced, I believe.
The second 11, who we happened to watch on the weekend,
yes,
were a little bit poor, weren't they?
That wasn't a good watch.
It was probably as bad as they've ever played, I would imagine. They were chasing a 135, a measly total off 45 overs, but
it was difficult to pick anybody that you could say had turned in a performance. I mean, if I was to suggest we would mention anybody,
I'm not sure who we could talk about.
Well, I would have said the only guy we could talk about was possibly Gordon Tiles.
Gordon Tiles, yes, the fine opening batsman.
Turned in 42, 43, whilst all around him was chaos.
That was. He looked a man on a mission for a while.
He did.
Bit of a slow mission, but a mission all the same.
It was. 43 off about 44 overs wasn't the quickest, but that said, somebody needed to stay there while the others all got out at the other end.
The others only needed to score 80 odd between them all.
And that unfortunately didn't come to pass.
It didn't.
And they lost by this princely sum of about 25 runs, I think.
We did. I think besides extras, which was the second largest total, Blaze Tea Towel.
Ah, yes.
The erstwhile diminutive all-rounder.
I know what you mean, yes.
Put in
very well again, as usual.
Picked up a few wickets. I think he picked up 4 wickets and then scored a few runs at the end. But unfortunately, he was out in the very next ball. He was hastened off by an alarm.
Yes. And that was quite impressive, actually. It was almost as if it was choreographed. He found himself playing on down the hill, at which point he left the field, and just as he reached the steps, his colleague hailed him saying, "Quick, we've got to shout." And with that, away they went to do their little Fireman Sam stuff.
I'd suggest you say what it is he does. You've already said, haven't you? Just said, yeah, he's a fireman.
He's a retained fireman, and he does a good job, and all of the place where we live in here are very proud of him.
Which you can't see because I've covered it up.
Oh, we've covered it up.
So we don't know where we are. Well, we know where we are, but the people who are watching this don't.
Exactly that.
Because if we started to advertise the place, you'd all probably want to come and live here. Maybe we could call the club Hobley.
Hobley Cricket Club.
Hobley Cricket Club, we're going to call this.
That sounds rather
probably
nice.
Right. So, yeah.
As we're talking now, our overseas specialist.
What, Barocco Blaster?
A Barocco Blaster. I can see him making his way from the nets. And to be fair to him, he's had quite an impressive start. I've been very impressed with him.
He has. He's actually turned up, which is unusual for most of the overseas players. He's not only turned up on the aeroplane, but he's actually turned up on a cricket pitch as well.
He has. He's turned up at the local merchants to help out as well, to do a little piece of work.
Selling some nails and screws
that
and
sort
nuts
of
and
thing,
bolts.
fork handles and that sort of stuff. And he's been a very good addition to the squad, I would say. I think we can comfortably say, I think he scored 200, has he?
He has. He's already scored over 300 runs.
That is a big help.
It certainly
particularly at the top of the order. But I think we shouldn't pass that without saying that our colleague also, who is Giz Devoid, has carried his bat very well and has produced some, not hundreds, but very creditable scores.
He scored a lot of 60s, 70s and 80s, and he had a very sticky 20-odd at the weekend. They did win the first team away to...
Very impressive. Away to a team down in Essex, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
Rhymes with Jordan and that sort of thing.
Yes. Mouldy Cricket Club, I might say.
Yes, Mouldy Cricket Club.
And yes, he saw it through the innings. It was a little, as I say, sticky, but he saw it through. But yes, Giz Devoid has certainly, since giving up the captaincy, has certainly
found some form, hasn't he?
He certainly has. He's maybe or not because he's whether or not he didn't score as many this week because his erstwhile friend and roommate.
Yes.
Yes, Alan Malaise.
Alan Malaise is
he's
abroad, isn't he?
He's abroad. He's following the British Lions.
British and Irish Lions. I like to see that.
So unfortunately, Alan Malaise isn't with us.
No, that's disappointing.
It was, but yes.
No good.
No, there's no good luck.
Can I see Carl Turnton?
Turn on. Kyle Turn-on is running around.
Sorry,
now,
just doing a short circuit of the outfield, just to loosen.
Well, he is a physiotherapist, and he likes to keep himself fit.
He does. He likes to keep himself loose.
Not only did he bring us the good news via Facebook a few weeks ago that he is engaged to his girlfriend, long-time girlfriend, but he is actually expecting a child.
Really?
Yes.
And I didn't know that.
Kyle Turn-on will be a father.
A small Turn-on will be around to see us.
He certainly will.
I'm sure he will have something to say as he passes us.
He might do. You never know. He might say hello.
Hello? No, loose.
Oh, look.
Yeah,
he's doing some nice exercises.
Very
goes
nice.
Past. Oh, like those.
I like those heel flicks and that.
Yes,
I
they
enjoy
would.
that.
So, yeah, all in all, and he's one of the sort of regulars of the first team. You'll get to hear about Kyle Turn-on. He's an opening bowler who's had a few injuries in the last 12 months, I think.
Yes, I would, without being disrespectful for him, I would say he probably lost a yard of pace over the year or so.
Now, perhaps we should mention some of the other characters while we're here.
I mean, talking about the first team, last week's game, Donny Shuntz, didn't he? Turned out for the first team and took 3 wickets, which is very good.
And Donny Shuntz is a lanky, blonde lad who's
started his life in the second team, but really is at that age in his life now where he's pushing hard to stay in the first team, and that was a good effort. And apparently, he didn't bowl a no ball.
No, which he normally does.
Yeah,
and of course, we need to mention the skipper, Bryn Willie. Willie all the way from up north.
Yes, he is.
Sort of brought his own style to the captaincy.
I prefer him clean shaven to that rather heavy beard he sported. Do you remember that time he went to the cheese and wine function and he turned up with that rather strong beard, didn't he?
He did. He's cuts a good 5 o'clock shadow.
He does. Do you know who he reminds me of?
No.
He reminds me of one of those little men out of the anthill mob on the Wacky Races.
Yep.
You know, the old 6 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Anthill mob. So yeah, that could be him. So Bryn Willie is the skipper of the first team. Now the second team skipper, who is a member of Her Majesty's forces, has found himself going away for a while. I'm led to believe he's going on a 36-week course or a 26-week course. Now I don't know whether that's starting now, but his name is Rich Fighter.
Yes.
Now he's the as I say, was the second team captain. I suppose he is the club second team captain for the rest of the year. But unfortunately now we've got
yeah, of course we have. Simon.
Simone Shagwell
has taken over the role.
Yes.
And that's quite impressive as well. Just the name alone is impressive.
Yes, Simone is a stalwart of the club.
Yes.
Both
Has
him,
been known to do Rolf Harris impressions and all sorts of things in the past.
Now, there is a particular gentleman who's made himself available for the first time this year for the seconds, a balding chap
Yes.
called Midge Who.
Yes.
Now, he's quite eager to play this week. Whether or not he'll be eager to play the week after, one never knows, but it will be at home the week after, so the chances are...
I think one should say he does have a young child at the moment, which obviously...
He certainly does.
But to be fair, the child and him have spent more time at the cricket club
Yes.
watching than he has playing, so it would be nice to see him back.
He probably could, in all essence, have been playing most of the games, couldn't he?
I think he could have done.
And he's famed for his banana in-swingers, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is. And ingesting copious amounts of alcohol.
When he's not playing.
Yes, when he's not playing, they should put that in, yeah. I don't know what he ingested here the other week at a small... Do you remember he appeared on a podcast digesting some tins of... I can't remember what exactly it was, hobgoblin or something.
I don't know what they were, but
yes.
Yeah, he was slightly worse aware, which
He
you
was
can watch on
slightly low,
one of our
yes,
previous
on our
vlogs,
previous
Circular
podcast.
Motions.
That's the one. And that if you go to the trailer, you'll see him sporting a Parker coat on the
which
front
he borrowed.
of it. Yes. So, yes, that's another one of our...
he borrowed that Parker coat, as far as I'm aware, from the young first-team wicketkeeper, Colin Marin.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Now, Colin is a rather tall now. He was small, but he's a rather tall, thin young man.
Thin gent.
And the coat was a rather tight fit, wasn't it, for Midge Who.
Rather slender chap, isn't he? One would say.
Indeed. One of the people I noticed that wasn't here was one of the opening batsmen for the first team, our Sri Lankan Magic Dude.
Oh, yes, of course not.
Magic Dude hasn't really hit the runs this year,
he hasn't, but he's always the sort of guy who could go off at any minute, so to speak.
As
any moment.
With his name, obviously Magic,
yes.
he has got the magic touch, and
I believe he's back this week. So
I believe
he's back in
he's back
this
with
week.
his snapback.
Oh right, yes.
Because the
Not
club,
too many people
against
sport
my
those.
wishes anyway, personally, which I thought the club should have had baggies.
Yes.
Or Albions. It's nice soft cloth and feels good on the
I
head.
like a soft cloth.
In blue, but they've gone for snapbacks, not to wear on the pitch, but afterwards. And he does like to wear his back to front, as is the tradition as he goes off in his rather fast sports car.
Yeah, there is that to it. Actually, just think about that. Another first teamer who was down here tonight was, of course, Tim Piddlington.
Tim Piddlington.
Piddlington. Sorry,
Piddlington.
Piddlington.
I think it's Piddlington.
Piddlington. Yes. He was also down here, which is nice to see.
Piddlington.
He's done very well as well. He scored a few runs, and he's pulled a couple of games round when they needed a quick fire knock in between, haven't they?
He has, and he bowls a little bit.
He does.
Wayward.
Yes. Well, no, I think he's been okay, to be fair. I think, there's been some decent cricket to be watched with the first team down here, to be fair to them. We've seen a couple of quite exciting finishes, haven't we?
I think most of the games they've played in have been fairly close. I think
yes,
that's the thing. They've been competitive, which is important.
I think we should say they lost here, I think it was not the week just gone, week previous, by 20 runs in a game where I think over 600 runs were scored. So that was a decent entertainment. I wasn't actually around for that. I was busy repositioning my touring caravan at the time.
That must be nice.
It was, yes, pleasant. Nice. Down on the coast.
So, one of the players that the club, Hobley Cricket Club here, wanted to get back was Dick Manleyhope, the young.
Yes.
Well, one would say, he might say strawberry blonde, one would say African sunset.
Some would say ginger.
Well, no, African sunset, I think, is the colour one would like to use for him. But so Dick Manleyhope, unfortunately, has gone off to play for Buzzy St Aldred's.
Yes.
And they're not doing particularly well. So the possibility he will come back. And of course, his father is the coach here, isn't he? He's the club coach at Salmon Manleyhope. Salmon Manleyhope. And well, I didn't see him here this evening, unfortunately.
He was here the weekend with his wife, wasn't he?
With his wife, yes. Now, another player who wasn't here tonight, but I did see him last night because we actually had one of our previous overseas players pop over for the evening. Lucky Obbo. and he popped over to see us in the pub, and we all went for something to eat. And one of the other
Did
players,
you really? I
yes.
thought I was going to be invited to that.
No,
Obviously not.
Obviously not for some reason.
Very
Now,
nice of you.
one of our erstwhile second team players, he does flirt with the first team occasionally, but he's actually so vocal on the pitch that you can't fail to hear him. And we actually have a compilation of a rap song that he's now done.
Yeah. This is Magic Dude we're talking about, is it?
No, this is Noddy Apple.
Ah, right,
Now,
yes.
Noddy Apple is a regular of the second team. He wasn't playing last week, actually, because he's been working 7 days a week. Ooh. There's a song there somewhere.
Yes.
Do you know it? 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
So, unfortunately, he
9
hasn't,
to
but
5.
we'll hopefully get an interview, because the idea is that we will have guest appearances here. We will have some of our players doing some focus interviews and some other short style stories, which they'll go off on their own and talk about around the club.
I was going to say, I think we could now say that the clubhouse the extension is almost complete.
It is.
Sweetmeat Tea Towel's been in there this evening,
Yes,
doing a small amount of work. And to be fair to him, he has put in hours in there, like one or two of the others have. His brother also. The other tea towel has been there helping him, assisting him.
No, it was Robin Spaniel.
Oh, Robin Spaniel was up there tonight, yes.
Now, Robin Spaniel is a
clubman, isn't he? He's a real clubman.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sweetmeat Tea Towel, who is actually, as I say, doing a lot of the work and hanging. He said they're basically hanging a lot of stuff back up on the wall because obviously with the redecoration and everything, the walls were bare. And Robin Spaniel is helping him. Now, Robin is one of these guys. He's sort of helps out with the website a little bit, or his son does as well. But he's hires the pavilion out, or he does the hirings.
Yeah.
And he also helps out with the ground as well. He's one of these sort of jack of all trades.
He is a true clubman.
He's a true clubman. So, you know, if you have a Robin Spaniels in your club, you're a
you'll
lucky
know
fella.
exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah, but Sweetmeat Tea Towels.
Sweetmeat Tea Towel and his brother Blaze have both been busy doing a few little electricity things inside the pavilion.
They have, and they're just trying to put the finishing touches. A little bit difficult at the moment because obviously the club has the coffers have run dry.
The coffers have run dry, and
we
there's
haven't
no
managed to
funding.
completely finish everything that we wanted to do.
But that said, I think we should be grateful for larger changing facilities.
Yes, well,
decent toilets, and obviously a larger social area. And all in all, I think all being said, they've done very well. It's a nice little facility we've got here now. Just needs a few finishing touches, and all is well.
Yeah, I think we can look forward with hope. So hopefully over the forthcoming weeks we'll see how the club progresses on both fronts. Obviously we have a Sunday side as well, which, as I say, Sweetmeat Tea Towels runs. He's the captain, but generally it is what's his frickin' name?
Sorry, if we have offended any viewers, please accept our sincere apologies.
Robin Spaniel.
Yeah,
Robin Spaniel helps behind the scenes, and quite often Mrs. Spaniel, she does a lot of the teas as well.
She's very good.
As does the Mrs. Tea Towels as well.
Yes, they do. The tea towels are always down. The trouble with the tea towels is their son.
They're stuck in the kitchen, aren't they? The tea towels.
They are stuck in the kitchen all the time, and we also. Well, we have another brace of tea towels. We have a Zaro tea towel, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And
what's his name?
the younger fella.
Oh, the Irish one.
The smallest one, yes.
Yeah, OT towel.
OT towel.
OT towel.
OT towel. So, all in all, the tea towels are putting a fair appearance in down the club here.
Yeah.
In four of them performing for the club at any one time, together with their spouses in the kitchen.
They are, the tea towels.
The tea towels, a jolly good bunch.
They are. But of course, we're forgetting the legend of all tea towels who has been down.
Yes, of
Blobster.
course. Yeah. Blobster.
Blobster tea towel. He is the club legend.
He is.
The club had Sky down here several years ago, didn't they? With
yes, I think he may have mentioned that also. Yeah. Yes, it was the Club Life.
Hassan Nussin.
Yeah, he came down here. Hassan Nussin came down to see us for a day after. It was good for the club, it was good value, and of course one of the stars of that was
Blobster.
Tea towel.
Yes, he is a living legend, but unfortunately he suffers with a little bit of gout.
He does. He has a little touch of that, and
except when he's bowling.
Yes.
That seems to go away and eradicate it.
It will come back occasionally if you get crashed to the boundary heavily.
Yes,
right?
yes,
you
he does.
immediately
Yes,
oh,
he starts waving frantically at Sweetmeat Tea
that'll
Towels and
do,
says
that'll
yes.
do, you know.
Or if Sweetmeat's not playing, then we go for Robin.
Yeah, Robin Spaniel.
Robin Spaniel, who will give the nod. Hopefully, this is probably a shortened version of the show. You will get to see the full-length versions from next time on, where we will actually have time to do some interviews and get you some interesting little showstoppers in between. So
a solitary seagull just makes its way over the ground as the sun begins to set on another glorious
Have you
June
noticed,
evening.
actually talking about that, have you noticed the number of seagulls who've been circling the ground of late?
Yes.
Is that an omen, do you think?
I hope not, to be honest with you.